Hello, welcome back everyone, this is Garreg Mach. Welcome back to this Fire Emblem Three Houses Ashen Wolf DLC playthrough. As you know, I changed the DLC, changed the title on the stream. It used to be the Golden Deer Route playthrough, but the Ashen Wolf DLC really has like nothing to do with whatever you're doing in the main story. And I asked my friend this. They told me that this Ashen Wolf DLC has like 7 parts, 7 chapters. I'm on chapter 2, and the first 2 chapters like took 2.5 hours. So like this is a very lengthy DLC, and like each battle is pretty restrictive, and it takes a lot of time to actually do it. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna do this as a separate like playthrough on YouTube and Twitch. So like, since it won't matter what I do, and it won't matter, it won't have like any story effect on like the Golden Deer, unless it just you can unlock these characters for that. So I decided to do like a short playthrough of the Ashen Wolf. Like that's what I'm gonna title it as. So it took me 2.5 hours to like finish the fight, and then there's like more cutscenes. Doesn't just go right to the save games thing. So I decided to pause right here and come back today. I think I'm gonna do like 2 chapters every day, and to just like finish 2 chapters, which will also take about like 2 to 2.5 hours. So that's basically what I'm gonna do, and which means I should be able to finish this DLC in 4 to 5 days. All right, let's go.
Not allow it.
What is this?
Aelfric, you're here. Well, shall we capture this fool?
Who's this? Oh, okay, so it just ends right here. So I could have just gone for a couple of seconds and I could have saved. Sure, great. Yeah, I definitely didn't know what was gonna happen if I kept going. It might take another 10 minutes, and I was extremely over.
How serendipitous that you have come to our aid.
I am relieved that I wasn't too late. I do hope my presence proved useful.
No doubt about it. We needed the backup.
I'm gonna count it down now that this guy might be evil. I don't know that, but like I'm just guessing.
Professor, I do believe this is the first time our paths have crossed, is it not? Of course, I have heard all about you from Her Grace, the Archbishop. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aelfric. The Church has granted me custodianship of this.
You look after Abyss?
Indeed. And despite my responsibilities, I am but a humble monk. I am sure you have already been told about Abyss's unique situation. For varying reasons, all of the inhabitants here are unable to live a peaceful life on the surface. People like the Dagtons and Almirans, who suffer undue persecution across Fódlan. The poor and the sick, who are forced into Abyss. Not to mention all the other unfortunate souls who ended up here. I believe it is my sacred duty to provide a place for those who have nowhere else to go. Right. And the poor and sick living in a sunless crypt helps them... how? Enough. Please, forgive my friend, Aelfric. We would love to hear more. In all honesty, I understand his concern. I dearly wish I could provide a better life for my flock. But it would appear that Her Grace and most of the Church consider the existence of Abyss to be something of a nuisance.
A nuisance?
I'm afraid so. Those within the Church who would see Abyss purged are swiftly growing in number.
That's the church for you. They make a big deal out of helping the helpless when it suits them.
We can't just sit back and accept the way things are. We gotta fight the system. Sure, I'm here to hide from literally countless bounty hunters, but I'm not the only one in need. You're in a bad way too, Happy. Can't just let the church walk all over us.
Too true. For the sake of all who dwell in Abyss, we must help dear Aelfric to turn the tide.
I am overwhelmed with gratitude. Your fervent support is all the reward I could ask for. As for you, Professor, I must beg a favor of you.
You're asking for a favor from a person you just met, huh? Bold?
The Ashen Wolves are a house in name alone. They are eager students with no teacher to guide them. If you could find it in your heart to take them under your wing, I would be most grateful. Naturally, your official duties take precedence, so you need only help out when your schedule allows.
Wait a minute, Aelfric. Where's this nonsense coming from?
I second that question. We have no need of a professor when we have you.
Dear flock, I am a mere guardian. I can protect you, but I cannot enrich your minds. Though I call this gathering an academy house, I have long lamented that it isn't truly so. Now, I am blessed with the opportunity to correct this. The professor who stands before you has garnered a great deal of acclaim on the surface. A most trustworthy and esteemed teacher, to say the least. What's more, I happen to be acquainted with the father of this fine individual.
How do you know my father?
I was born and raised in Garreg Mach, so I often have the opportunity to spend time with him. Your mother as well. She was a cherished friend of mine. I was even present for their wedding. With parents like yours, I have no doubt that you possess the kindness and patience necessary to guide these students.
But
It'll be fine. It's not like we're strangers anymore. Say, Aelfric, don't you need to take care of those thieves?
Ah, right you are. Please, excuse me. Oh, and one more thing, Professor. If ever you would like to hear more about your parents, I would be delighted to share my memories with you.
Oh, so are we do we get to teach the Ashen Wolves only in the DLC? I thought I can recruit them in the main story. How does that work? Like, I can teach them in here, or do I need to spend like my weekend activity points
The rite of rising.
to teach them in the Abyss, or can they actually go up into your like class in the main story? How does that work? Or like, do I only get to teach them while I'm down here?
To what do I owe this pleasure?
I want to hear more about my parents.
Ah, yes, of course you do. I will gladly tell you all that I know. Where to begin? If you have something particular in mind, please ask and I shall answer as best I can.
Tell me about my mother. Sure.
Kind and wise. I would often see her in the library, her nose always buried in a book.
Father.
Gerald was very much then as he is now. His knights would have done just about anything for him. Whenever he had time to spare, he would instruct the children of the monastery in combat and tactics. Just like those wide-eyed youngsters, your mother and I made a hero of him in our minds. When I learned that Gerald and Citri were to be married, I was quite surprised. Back then, Gerald was something of a mentor to me. As for Citri, she found it difficult to express her emotions. It was only when she was gazing at Gerald that I ever saw her smile. A smile that rivaled the very sun. His tales of the outside world must have seemed like a lifeline for one as frail and guarded as she.
Frail.
Indeed, she lacked the strength to travel beyond the monastery. The only souls she ever spoke with were a select few within the monastery walls. I can picture it now. The stories he told her, his striking words, and his boisterous laugh. Listening to him must have given her a great deal of hope. As for me, I could never have become like Gerald, as much as I wished for it.
You want to be like him?
I suppose I did. He would tell stories from a century ago as though he had lived them himself. No matter how fervently one studies the stories of old, that is no easy task. Professor, you traveled with Gerald before coming here. You must have seen a great many things, yes? Forgive me for overstepping, but do you not regret foregoing your travels to take up residence here?
Archivist requested my service. I enjoy my work here.
Well then, I suppose I have no choice but to assist you as best I can. To shape young minds must afford you a unique perspective on the world. I am certain my Unsolicited advice is nothing but a nuisance, but please, hear me out. It is my hope that you will live a full life, experiencing the world, fostering strong relationships with people. Do so for dear Citri, whose wish to experience such things shall regretfully never be granted.
That's why you asked me to teach the Ashen Wolves?
I cannot deny it. It is my own stubborn notion, one that her grace will likely not think kindly of. Beyond my personal motive, I believe that you alone can guide my flock to even greater heights, and perhaps you will learn from them as well. But I have taken enough of your precious time. Know that I am here for you, always.
Don't know if I trust this guy.
Tell Yuri, did those foul bandits whom we bested at the arena confess to anything?
Not a word. And it wouldn't name names. I had the feeling they didn't know much themselves. However, one thing is clear. Whoever hired them is after something here in Abyss.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. They must have been on a treasure hunt or something.
Treasure hunt here? I don't get it. What is there to find in these dingy tunnels?
Aelfric, was it? Looks like this is ringing a bell for you.
Well, something does come to mind, but the notion is preposterous at best.
Never discount a wild hunch. Sometimes they're closer to the truth than you think.
Any lead will do, so long as it helps determine our next course of action. Please, go on.
As you wish, though again, it is quite far-fetched. You see, there is a long-standing legend here. It is said that deep underground, below even Abyss, is a place called the Chasm of the Bound, wherein lies the Chalice of Beginnings.
Chalice of Beginnings.
I've never heard of it, but chances are it's some kind of sacred artifact belonging to the church.
I once happened upon an old document that mentioned a ritual called the Rite of Rising. The text was incomplete, so I was unable to achieve a full understanding of the topic. I cannot even guarantee the authenticity of what I read, but it stated that the Chalice of Beginnings is a sacred object, crafted by order of Saint Seros herself. Saint Seros apparently used the artifact to carry out the Rite of Rising along with the four apostles.
Who are the four apostles?
I vaguely recall reading about the four apostles. They were saints, and that's about all anyone knows. Hardly any records of them remain. Few alive even know their names, but these apostles supposedly assisted the four saints with their holy work.
It is also believed that Saint Seros attempted to perform a resurrection using the chalice. However, the ritual failed. The four apostles bound the chalice, so that it would never fall into a mortal's hands.
The Rite of Rising, huh?
Ah, yes, the Chalice of Legend. My father mentioned it to me a very long time ago. A secret treasure of the church. A chalice, powerful enough to resurrect the dead. Exhilarating, no?
Quite. It is no small wonder that people are after it.
Even so, we still don't have much to go on. We must gather more information about this legend at once.
I wholeheartedly agree. I will do all I can to track down more clues within the monastery. Although Garreg Mach's library is so well curated, I doubt any further records will be found.
Wondrous. We shall do all that we can as well.
Alright, so are the Ashen Wolves like descendants of the four apostles or not? Like, I kind of figured they are, but now I'm not sure. Like, they gotta be, right? There's like four of them in the Ashen Wolves.
Excuse me.
And, like, there's no way they're not.
I've only had the chance to speak with Aelfric briefly, but he seems like a respectable man. It's obvious the whole town has a lot of affection for him. Kind of reminds me of Lenoto in that way.
I've got a lot of time on my hands down here, so I've been venturing even deeper underground. This place is loaded folks even know how to operate the gate mechanisms and hidden passages.
Gate mechanisms.
Activate the mechanism and the gate slams shut. Bang! Actually, I'll level with you. Yuri and Constance are much better at scoping out that kind of thing.
The Ashen Wolves got their name from the beasts who guard the Blue Sea Star. The Archbishop named the house herself, in fact. In spite of that, it seems she looks unfavorably upon our house of late. This saddens me greatly.
Oh, like you're hiding down here, and yeah, I figured. Alright, let's see.
I heard Aelfric came to Yuri's rescue in the attack that happened recently. That's just what you'd expect from someone as kind and strong as he is. I can't believe he's single.
Have a chance to poke your head in here, Professor? It's a fortune teller's room. Judging by all her mystical-looking doodads, I think she's the real deal, too. I wonder if she does matchmaking. Maybe she can help me sort through my countless suitors.
Unit appearance, got it. Alright, there's nothing in here. Cool. I'll do shopping later after I talk to everyone.
You've only been on the job a few moons, huh?
No wonder you don't come off as a mindless church flunky. Plus, you don't flap your trap all the time. I appreciate that.
I hope you never change, no matter how many years you spend with the annoying people up there.
Where are you from?
Folks have lost their homes on the surface. This is all they've got. The place used to be nothing more than a den of criminals who did whatever they pleased. Now, we've got Aelfric to keep an eye on things. He understands that keeping people fed is the way to keep them calm.
I don't suppose you're here for a drink, huh? They aren't any better, I'll tell you right now. Maybe folks down here wouldn't be so awful if they could get their hands on something worth tasting. Who am I kidding? Nobles are just as bad.
Professor, hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The bandit sightings have stopped, for now. I still won't let my guard down, though. What else? Notice how everyone's in high spirits? Know why? I do. It's because Master Aelfric is here. He's real special, that one. He saved my life, and lots of others here, too. He's earned some hero worship.
Still think he's evil, but you know, guess we'll find out later.
Should be here some. Oh, hello, Professor. It's good that you've come. I realized that I missed an opportunity to congratulate myself on my military achievements. But now that you're here, I have an audience for it. Indulge me, won't you? Oh, behold, the proof that the utmost honor in combat belongs to none other than I, Constance von Nouvelle. What a relief to get that off my chest. Now, where did Aelfric get to? I must have words with him.
Okay.
Four apostles. God, this is killing me. I'm on the verge of remembering something. I can't shake the feeling that one of their names is also a food or something.
Okay.
I see.
Well, well. The Imperial Princess, Crown Prince, and the next Sovereign Duke. Must be exhausting trying to suss out each other's intentions, huh?
We get along great. I mean, we kind of have no choice. A petty squabble could start an all-out war. And it doesn't take a fancy title to have a hidden agenda. Isn't that right, Yuri? Cheeky and off base. What do you think, friend? Do you think I'm off plotting nefarious deeds?
No, it's doing fine.
Not very perceptive, are we? Even so, it's a bit much, wouldn't you say? I do what I need to get by. Nothing more than that. As for the others, they've all got their own struggles, but they're nothing if not trustworthy. Humbling yourself while promoting your friends. Gotta say, I don't hate this side of you. Seems we're in mutual neutrality of one another. I like that you keep your cards close. We'll get along just fine.
Pardon the odd question, but something has been bothering me for a while now. Your hair, was it always that color?
That is an odd question. But yes, if you must know, it was a different color when I was a child. How could you know that? Is it possible that we met before the academy?
Your hair changed colors?
A long story. Now is not the time or place.
Yes, of course. My apologies.
Yeah, didn't she used to be like blonde or something? I think like we only saw her original hair color in a flashback like once in the Dimitri's story, so I don't remember.
There was a time when I did much fighting. Then I was captured. Then I escaped. My home is far away now. My mother is waiting for me. But returning is sorry. I worry that I will be here until I am very old.
Okay. If it's far away, shouldn't you get going? Kinda feels like you don't want to go.
Well, I'll be. This is a sprawling place. Some houses like mine are actually quite far from the center of town. What brings me all the way here, then, you ask? I came to see Aelfric. Even a glimpse of him is said to bring good luck.
Like, where did you get that helmet? Can I buy that helmet for someone?
Don't annoy Happy or make her feel disappointed. You mustn't. Not ever. Okay? Sometimes Aelfric gives out candy. Stick close by him, and you might get some too. Save a little for me, okay?
No, I'm gonna buy some stuff before leaving. I need to do some item maintenance. Silver, steel, alright.
Well, I'll be. Welcome.
Oh, I have no money. Got it.
This one? Thank you. This one? Thank you. This one? Thank you. This one? Thank you. This one?